Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss License to Kill, starring Timothy Dalton, Robert Davi, Carrie Lowell, and Benicio del Toro, and directed by John Glenn. Now, this came out the same time as when I was born, and I won't say what day, but let's get into this movie because it's the year I was born, same month, but I'm not going to tell you the date. Felix Leiter is getting married to a woman named Della, and James Bond, returned by Timothy Dalton, is his best man. And they hear a criminal is somewhere on the island, as Felix and James comes with the DEA to find the villain as he almost gets away in a helicopter chase. And they arrive at Felix's wedding, and that chase sequence was kind of funny in a strange kind of way. And I haven't talked about the theme song to any of the movies because some of them are hits and some of them are misses. But until I get to Adele, I think this song is probably second best in the series. Meanwhile, Felix's wedding continues, and a villain named Sanchez gets held captive and escapes thanks to his henchman. They knock out Felix and kill his wife, and Benicio del Toro brings Felix to Sanchez. And they kill Felix. Well, they chew off Felix's leg, anyways. This is one of those plots where James goes after someone to get vengeance for killing Felix, and well, not Felix, but Della, and wounded Felix. And I said it on Wolverine Origins, and I'm going to say it here. It's so damn pathetic of a plot. James goes hunting for Sanchez on a boat as he sneaks on the boat, and I'm going to say it right now. This plot makes no freaking sense. It's like a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone where they have no personality but vengeance, and James Bond as a series is much better than that. At one point, James's boatman, Sharky, is killed by Sanchez's men, and I'm groaning with anger for this movie at this point. And I'm 45 minutes into it, and I already want to turn this thing off. James goes to a bar and goes to Felix's contact, and she knows something is wrong because Benicio del Toro comes in and shoots his contact and fight each other, and the contact was wearing a bulletproof vest, and she saves James's life, which is a big snorer, and it took me a look at IMDb that the contact's name is Pam Bouvier. That's how unenthused I am at this point. James gets a private blackjack table and is encountered by Lupe, whose boyfriend is Sanchez, and she takes him to Sanchez and ditches Pam. And James wants a job, and this is going on throughout the movie too. It's really questionable. And James wants a job with Sanchez, and they go back to the hotel and finds out Q is in his hotel and gives James some gadgets. These are pretty unconvincing as far as I'm concerned. James gets captured by Sanchez to put him at his beach house in Mexico and talk business. James goes back to his hotel to get some stuff, and plus Pam and Q as they go on a boat, and I'm not understanding this plot, and as I'm checked out of this movie at this point. James turns in the money on Sanchez's boat, which I don't understand why. Sanchez takes James to a place as a surprise, and Benicio del Toro thinks suspiciously of James as he keeps noticing him, as James is obviously here for different reasons. James makes a move as he destroys the drug experiment, while Pam finds James before Benicio del Toro kills James and is shot by Pam, not James, but Benicio del Toro does, which was pretty unrealistic, and that they get the hell out of there. But the fight is not done yet, as James gets off a helicopter that Pam is piloting and gets on a truck and drives it, and the bad guys are either blocking him so they can blow him up, or they're pretty stupid. James' truck gets shot by a rocket, and one-sided driving was absolutely stupid. This whole final action sequence is stupid to me. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 2.7 out of 10. This is a stupid, unrealistic action movie that Stallone and Schwarzenegger would make in the early 1980s. Now, keep in mind, this was released in 1989. I'm not getting this plot, and I was checked out 45 minutes into it. And it is it just me, or is Timothy Dalton like Mel Gibson in this movie? Maybe it's time for someone else to change the actor playing James Bond, because it's cliched with Dalton at this point. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with GoldenEye. And until then, the name's Bond. James Bond.